The probability that we're perceiving the truth of reality is zero. That there's more information in the immaterial than there'll ever be in the material. And that information that exists in the immaterial that the senses cannot perceive, the senses can only perceive three-dimensional reality, objects and things and places and people and bodies. There's an invisible field of energy. The atom is both particle, matter, and wave or energy, right? But all we see is the material element.
Our brains evolved with a minimum of external stimulation, which means the default mode of where our attention goes, like so much of it, 8 hours of the day, was internal. So our brain defaults to so much time for emotional processing. And now what started to happen is we lose that time, this negativity piles up. Then as you start to look within yourself, there's a bunch of negativity, which is why we need therapists, because most people can't handle that on their own.
In those states of mind, there's another component, which is that for whatever reason, and no one really understands why this is, it feels as if the state that you're in will go on forever. Now, when we're in happy, relaxed states, rarely do we think, gosh, this is going to go on forever. And yet when we are in these unfortunate states of mind, we get the idea somehow, it sort of hijacks our perception of time, and we feel like this is never going to stop.
So any tiny signal in their body, like you and I are sitting down right now, our body is sending us lots of signals about us being uncomfortable. But we are able to suppress those. But some people are hyper-vigilant and hypersensitive to their internal signals. And this is the basic problem with awareness, is that if you have too much awareness, it's not that it's good or it's bad, it's that it's out of control.
Sometimes we're programmed into such lack, we're programmed, right, to wait for something out there to change, to take away this emptiness or lack. You know, when this happens, I'll feel this, you know, and so when things are good in our life, we feel good. And when things aren't so good in our life, we feel bad. So we're kind of victimized to the circumstances in our life. It's our outer world is controlling our inner world of thoughts and feelings. So if the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists beyond our senses, beyond our body, our environment, and time, then the only way we are going to connect to it is take all of our attention off our body, all of our attention off the environment. What's the environment made of? People, objects, things, places, and take all of your attention off of linear time, the predictable future and the familiar past, and find the sweet spot of the generous present moment. That's the unknown. That's the door.
Someone once told me that, I think my problem is that I have too much self-awareness. And so here's the main thing to understand. If you have a bunch of self-awareness, this is neither a good thing or a bad thing. The question is, who's in control? So the problem with people who have quote unquote too much self-awareness is that they are not in control of where their awareness goes. So any tiny signal in their body, like you and I are sitting down right now, our body is sending us lots of signals about us being uncomfortable. But we are able to suppress those. But some people are hyper-vigilant and hypersensitive to their internal signals. And this is the basic problem with awareness, is that if you have too much awareness, it's not that it's good or it's bad, it's that it's out of control.
I think the big challenge is if you understand that stress is when you're knocked out of homeostasis, when your brain and body are knocked out of balance, then your response or your reaction to people or circumstances in your life that you're chronically feeling on a regular basis is actually weakening the organism. Because when you turn on that emergency system, the fight or flight nervous system, because of the hormones of stress, and you move your body out of balance and it has no time to recover and turn back to balance, now you're headed for disease. Because no organism can live in emergency mode for that extended period of time.
We have this, and again, there's sort of a gravitational pull of this, like stress grows you.
Yes.
Forward center of mass, or,
Yep.
always be in friction, limbic friction, limbic
Yep.
friction. How about a more expansive or nuanced version of that might be stress grows you. So if you're under stress, you're back on your heels from something, you think, okay, how can I get flat-footed or even forward center of mass? You tell yourself, stress grows me, stress grows me, stress grows me. But that doesn't mean stress is the only thing that will grow you, right? Learning to cycle between periods of hard work and deep, what I call non-destructive, deliberate reset, right? That's what really works over time. I can attest to that. people who just really go out and tie one on in order to recover, you can only get away with that for a few years before your body and mind start to give out, right? So find non-destructive ways to reset, and also adopt the mindset that stress grows you, and adopt the mindset that, you know, there are other ways to grow that don't involve stress. And I think you're set up to have a pretty fantastic life. That's my, you know, simple view of the way these things work.
In due time, in due season, when it's ready, when it's time for you, whatever it is, financially, socially, personally, economically, whatever the time, when it's time, your harvest will come.
Yeah, I think you need to deploy some patience. That's all. I'm sure you have plenty of ambitions. I'm sure you have things you want to prove to yourself and to others. We all do. But patience is the absolute secret sauce to all of this.
I was able to tolerate external uncertainty. I was able to tolerate lack of external evidence because I gave myself the certainty. I knew I was going to make it. I didn't need the external validation. My own internal certainty was enough.
And when people say to me, like, what's the one piece of advice you give to an aspiring creator? And, you know, patience. Like, patience above because, like, if you're not willing to give up, if you're willing to stick with it forever, you will find success or you'll die trying.
Sometimes I try to play God and I'm like, well, I know best and it needs to work out this way, and if it doesn't work out this way, then it's wrong. No. I firmly believe when you surrender to the timing of your life, magic unfolds, magic happens.
I used to think it was patience because every 22-year-old wants it tomorrow. Every 40-year-old wants it tomorrow. We just lack patience. People lose because they think it's going to happen fast when life is long.
It's easy to feel like we're stuck in patterns or that the circumstances around us control our future. But the truth is, the power lies in the decisions that we make every single day. Making decisions isn't always easy. It requires discipline, patience, and stepping out of our comfort zones. It means choosing to do the right thing, even when it feels easier to give up.
In due season, in due time. And part of this is to develop the patience so that when it's time, it will come. But you cannot be impatient. Patience is part of the game here. You've got to plant and wait and exercise patience. And then when it comes time, you give it nourishment and you give it care and you give it protection, and then you got to wait some more and you got to wait some more and you got to wait some more.
If you make the effort to sit down and design a new life, and you make it the most important thing, and you spend time every day feeding it like a gardener feeds a seed, you will produce fruit. But most people stop because they look for the results in their world after a small amount of effort. And when they don't see those results, they immediately discount its possibility. And yet, right on the other side of that is the potential still existing.
The truth of the matter is, some of the stuff you want, you're not ready for. Maybe you need a little bit more time to work on your patience. Maybe you need a little more time to develop your character.
We must understand that we have to put something into it to get something out of it. It's going to be a process, and this takes time. And you must be willing to have the patience to get to the next level in your life.
Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living."
Anything you could think of, if you could actually think of it, it means you can do it, right? Does that make sense? So if it pops up in your brain, it means that you have the ability to do it. Why? Because the brain would never think of something that it could not do.
So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to dream big.
One of the tricky things I think with people is they haven't ever stopped to think about what they want because they think they can't have it. And so to think about what they want is too painful.
What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business. They have no imagination, ladies and gentlemen. They're living out of the past, out of their memory. Their attitude is it can't be done because they haven't seen it.
Let's say you wanted to start a podcast in the past and you did 3 episodes and then you fell off. And so then criticizer gets 1 point and then they think, I told you so. Why are you doing another kick like this? Oh, you're going to try that now. Okay, here we go again. The thing is that you are still closer having done 3 than having done 0.
But you don't get it, Gary. I've lost my whole life. And just because you've been losing doesn't mean you can't win. I call it the Monday Night Miracle thesis. The Monday Night Miracle is when the New York Jets were losing to the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football 30-7 with like 10 minutes left in the game and came all the way back and won. Just because you've sucked at life and you're like, it's not true, I'm not awesome, I've lost at everything. Drug abuse, lost my loved one, like losing, like by how we would all consider it. I literally believe that you can win. And many have. When you deploy love, not hate. So many have poison in their soul, they gotta get it out.
As you think, so you become. The mind is like a factory, a mental factory. And whatever you think about all day long pours ingredients into this mental factory. Can you imagine dumping a barrel of trash into this mental factory every day and coming out with a rich, dynamic, positive life? It can be done. And it starts with thought. Everything starts with thought. So you must be wise and careful what you think about, because that starts everything.
The easiest thing I've done was to get out from under the labels and to live the life that I live. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe that I can do it.
I think every thought that you have makes a chemical. And you can have thoughts that make you feel good and thoughts that make you feel bad. If 90% of the thoughts that we think are the same thoughts as the day before, the same thoughts lead to the same choices. But I do think that if you think differently and you learn new information and you have new thoughts, if you can make new choices and demonstrate new behaviors and create new experiences and arrive at new goals and feel new emotions, I would say that's evolution. And I think that people really, really secretly believe in themselves on some level. And I think being defined by a vision of the future or really always dreaming of another great experience, I think is a great reason to wake up in the morning.
And you could live a very, contained life. You're scared of being ridiculed. You're scared of humiliation. You're scared of saying, I want to do great things, and then not doing great things. But I would argue saying you want to do great things and not doing great things is better than just not doing anything, and not saying anything. Give it a crack.
If you're going to do it, do it. Say what you can do. Do what you say. You can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over-leverage yourself. Don't over-leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it, find out. Come out the other side. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would it. That keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night. When you half-ass something and you just don't know whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want. Finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it, I went all the way, I found out, and that ain't for me. Or I found out, and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to.
Smart people like the idea of being cynical because it seems like you've considered all of the options. Only somebody that's a smooth-brained idiot would believe that things are going to go well. Obviously, that's what the normie midwits think. But it fails to recognize that your experience of your life is largely determined by the story that you tell yourself about it.
If you have judgmental parents or judgmental friends or judgmental whatevers, and you date people and you bring them home, if they say, I don't think this is the girl for you, they're right every single time, your entire life, except for the one person that you decide to marry. And then they are absolutely wrong at the time that it mattered most. And the thing is they get to say on your 6th girlfriend and 7th girlfriend and 8th girlfriend, because let's face it, you've been alive for a while. I have a perfect guess. I'm right 100% of the time. We'll see how long this one lasts. And 2 years in, they're like, see, you finally broke up with her. I told you at the beginning it wasn't gonna last. Well, it never lasts except for the one that's gonna stick. Duh. And the business never works until it's the one that does. It's not about them being right or wrong. Again, it's about how right and how wrong they could be. And so it's just about directional correctness and realizing that criticizers are more often correct, but when it matters most, incorrect.
The first step to change is examining your thoughts, paying attention to how you speak and how you act, and look at these emotions that keep you connected to the past and finally decide, does this emotion belong in my future? And it's so much easier to make the same choice every single day. And the hardest part about change is not making the same choice as you did the day before. And the moment you decide to make a different choice, you're going to feel uncomfortable because you're stepping from the known into the unknown. So some people would rather cling to their self-pity than take a chance and possibility. They'd rather tell the story of their past instead of telling the story of their future. They'd rather believe in their past instead of believe in their future. We live in chronic disbelief. What if the truth was that you're greater than you think, more powerful than you know, more unlimited than you could ever dream? If that was the truth, that you are the creator of your life, if you believe that to be the truth, then you have to believe in yourself. Unconsciously, we're always waiting for something out there in our life to change so that we can change or feel the relief of the lack of what we don't have. Probably a chronic disbelief that many of us have that we're not creators of our life. Only when we get the parking space or something good happens to us do we believe that we're the creator of our life. But imagine a world where everybody actually took responsibility in being the creator of their life and no longer the victim of their life. I think we would see a dramatic shift in consciousness. If we default and become the victim of our life, and we say that some person or some circumstance or some condition is causing me to feel this way and to think this way, the only person that's hurting those emotions is really you.
It is.
It really is. And if the answer is, well, you don't understand, I have a reason to feel this way, then you're not there.
You're not there.
You're not beyond your past. Because the stronger the emotion you have to some person or some past event, the more you pay attention to it. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So you're giving your power away, your life force. Living in fear and living in anger and living in hostility and hatred and judgment and resentment, that has nothing to do with your future. It has everything to do with the past. The soul can't go to the next adventure if it's holding on to the past. The research shows that 50% of the story we tell in our past isn't even the truth. That means that people are reliving a miserable life they never even had. And they use the problems, they use the conditions in their life to reaffirm their addiction to that emotion. They need their enemy to feel hatred. And if their enemy died, they'd still feel hatred, or they'd find another one. They need the bad relationship, they need the bad job in order to feel, and that's why it's hard to change. The thought and the feeling is making the body become conditioned subconsciously into the past. And so now that becomes their state of being, and now they behave as if they're in their past, and they think as if they're in their past. And how you think, how you act, and how you feel is called your personality. And your personality creates your personal reality. That's it. That's it. So the present personality who's sitting here today called you is created the present personal reality called your life. That's the truth. Well, everybody has a story, right? The way we make memories is from emotions. So if you have an event in your life that's highly traumatic, just as an example, The moment you perceive that event in your life through your senses, the more the brain freezes a frame and takes a snapshot. And that's called the long-term memory. Every time they review the event in their mind, they're producing the same chemistry in their brain and body as if the event was occurring. So again, the body's reliving the trauma 50 to 100 times in the day, and now the trauma is no longer in the brain, the trauma is emotionally conditioned in the body, right? So if you say to the person, why are you so bitter? Why are you so sad? Why are you so unhappy? They'll say, I am this way because of this event that happened to me 10 years ago. Which what they're really saying is, after that event, I changed and I have not been able to change since this event. And so the stories we tell about our past are only stories we tell when we feel those emotions. When does the story end? And I'm not certain that insight changes behavior. You could have a realization, or even from an exogenous drug, you can have a realization or an insight. But if you still can't function in your life and you're still, you haven't connected with your wife, or, you're still dealing with trauma, it hasn't served you at all. Like, so the insight that your father was overbearing, or your mother was a perfectionist, or you were beaten as a kid, and that's why you're this way, it doesn't change the behavior. The only way you're going to free yourself from that person or from that past experience is for you to literally overcome the emotion. So, God, we've all had people do really horrible things, and we've probably done some horrible things to people as well. But I don't think you can free yourself or free them unless you decide that, love is going to be the thing that heals it. And forgiveness to me is just overcoming the emotion. That's it. Okay, overcome the emotion, you no longer have your attention on that person, you're calling energy back to you and you're building your own field. And there's energy now to heal, there's energy now to create, there's energy now for the mystical experience. And the side effect of that is forgiveness. It's not something that you have to do, it's just something that automatically happens. There's a liberation of energy, the heart opens up and the person feels completely different. Now that's when they see their past, and some of them say, I don't want to change one thing in my past. It's perfect. I would have never gotten to this moment unless I've been through all of this. One moment, their heart opens and all of a sudden they see it all. They see their betrayers. They have nothing but forgiveness for them. Wow. Their body heals, their mind heals, they're completely changed. They have another opportunity in life. If you change, your life changes. And nothing changes in our life until we change. And so you can't do that if you're feeling frustrated, or if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling resentment, you'll always hold a grudge. Your thoughts could make you sick. That's why it's hard to change. And then the question is, if your thoughts could make you sick, can your thoughts make you well? And we're actually discovering that that's absolutely possible. Every time you have a thought, you make a chemical. And if you have a happy thought or think of something happy, you turn on a set of neurological networks in your brain that fire in a sequence, a pattern, a combination that makes you feel a certain way as you secrete a certain hormone. Okay, the moment you start to feel happy, the moment you start to feel joyful, your brain is checking in with your body saying, Chris, you're feeling pretty joyful. And so then the chemistry influences you to think more wonderful thoughts. But you could have thoughts that make you feel guilty. And you can turn on a different set of circuits in your brain to make you feel differently. The moment you feel miserable, the moment you feel victimized, the moment you feel suffering, the moment you feel pain, and you can't think greater than how you feel, the brain's checking in with the body and saying you're really miserable, and it generates more corresponding thoughts equal to that feeling. So it's thinking and feeling and feeling and thinking. This loop of thinking and feeling and feeling and thinking creates a state of being. And again, you can become addicted to your own thoughts. And people become addicted to the life they don't even like. So in order to change, if you wanted to arrive at a new goal or new vision of your future, you'd have to change something about yourself in order to get there. And you'd have to change the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. I think in so many ways that a belief is an unconscious process. A belief is a thought you keep thinking over and over again until it's hardwired in your brain. And most beliefs are based on past experiences. And so many people have a belief about something that has to change in order for them to arrive at a new place in their life. There's 2 times the door to the subconscious mind opens up: when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed at night. So those are really key times if you want to reprogram your subconscious mind. So it's important for us to, in the morning or the evening, instead of reaching for our cell phone and checking our texts and our WhatsApp and our Telegram and our social media and our Instagram and our Twitter, and they get connected to everything known in their life. Before you start that, try this out as an experiment. Before you start your day, instead of falling into that redundant habit, literally go inward and forget about your outer world. No longer think about anything out there. And if you were sitting there in silence, aware of nothing but you, and you said, okay, what is the greatest expression of myself I can be today? Let me think about how I do want to feel today. Let me open my heart to life again. Let me feel kindness and care and love and gratitude and appreciation. Let me bring up that feeling. Let me feel it with my heart. And ask yourself, can I stay in this state my entire day?
I need you to know that you're enough. I need you to know that you're qualified. I need you to know that all you have is all you need. You are an unrepeatable miracle, and there is none like you in all of the earth. And if nobody told you today, let me be the first to tell you, there is none like you in all of the earth. Your DNA, your footprint, your fingerprint, your purpose, your calling, your destiny, your mindset, your mentality. And I'm just wondering if you are bold enough and courageous enough to believe what I'm saying. You are enough. And the truth of the matter is, what you think is pain, what you think is hurting you, is actually helping you. And I'm just wondering if maybe you could just change the way that you think. Maybe if you could just see this thing differently. I know they left you, they hurt you, it left you, it hurt you. And you feel like you're just in this place where you can't move forward. See it differently. You've been too focused on the people that don't like you, the people that don't support you, the people that told you to write the book, and then when you released it, they never bought it. You've been too focused on the past childhood traumas. You've been too focused on who was not there for you and who did not believe in you, and the people that just said it but didn't do it, the trauma, the anxiety. And I'm wondering if you can begin to shift that focus in the next 30 days, if you can begin to shift that focus on what's working in your life, what's within your control, and not what's outside of your control. What can you control? Who can you influence? The first person that needs to be influenced in your life is you. It's you. And I'm just wondering if you're courageous enough, bold enough, if you have enough faith, come on, if you have enough inside of you, resilience to come back to the scene. It starts with me and the man upstairs, and it ends right here.